Hello everybody, this is Jacob Viral. Today I'm going to have a little video on this focus group area right here called phase on amplifiers. So some amplifiers may have this, some may not. Definitely something that a lot of people need to recognize is how important this is for your amplifier, and some people actually utilize this phase option for more than just what everybody may, I would assume, know. Where phase is all about polarity on if your subwoofer is inverted or regular. One major assumption I've seen a lot of people talk about is if you invert your subwoofer, your phase should be reversed, but I'm pretty much going to prove how that actually matters today in the video too. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Just keep in mind that this is just for entertainment. This isn't going to be any kind of experience thing for me because I'm just here to do these videos for fun. So if I say anything wrong in the comments, just let us know. Also, give us some comment feedback in the comment section saying, hey, this is what I know about phase, and give some information because I need to learn as well. So hope you guys enjoy, and stay tuned throughout the video. Jacob Viral, subscribe if you haven't, like, and see you all in future videos too. All right, so let's get started. So I currently have phase on my amplifier. So I have a single 12 here and this big box build. You have to check out my channel if you haven't already for all the updates on it. I have a single 12 and a big 4th order. So currently I'm mounted regular in my enclosure. Sorry if it's a little ugly, but this is just the concept I use for my build. So a single 12, my subwoofer's mounted regular right now. So let's just assume I have two 12s here and they're mounted regular. So if they're two 12s mounted regular versus if they were inverted, would it matter really with phase? That's a yes or no question, but I'll figure out by the end of this video with my test that I'm going to do with my meter. So right now I have it at 0. I know it's all the way off, literally down all the way, and that way I can see current state where I sit with this, and then I'm going to do some adjustments on phase to kind of see how it changes my output based on where that location's at. So I'm going to do the test the same with every case scenario, but this is a pretty critical topic because I think that phase for the amplifiers that do have it, some don't, some do, you're going to want to make sure that's in the right position. And I have seen people actually gain on the meter just by slightly adjusting their phase. So let's say your phase is at 0 degrees, but if you put it at like 7 or 8 degrees or whatever that variance is for higher output. So that's part of truly setting your gains to maximum output. Some people actually have gained by doing that, but that's really getting into people that are trying to gain every 10th of a dB for people that compete. Otherwise, you're not going to notice it by ear. That's something that just seen by experience from other people's videos. So I watch YouTube as well. Anyway, this is my truck. Not the prettiest, but I have it majorly dynamatted. I have an SSA meter here with an app I'm going to be linked to it to do these tests. And sorry, that's loud. So what I'm going to be doing is actually analyzing how output variance changes on that with adjusting my phase on my amplifier. So right now it's on. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the meter. So I put my meter in the same spot the whole time. If anybody's watched my videos before, they know I always have it on volume 20. So I'm going to have it on volume 20 for this test. Sealed up, everything closed up. So what I'm going to do first is, since my phase is already set kind of where its standard spot is 0, which most people wouldn't touch phase. But for this, I'm going to be testing it with my meter to kind of see how phase actually reacts differently depending on where I have it set. And I'm not going to touch anything in my enclosure. I'm not going to touch anything on my base knob or anything. Nothing's going to change. Only thing's going to change is that setting. And for this video is just entertainment for you guys to kind of see how that changes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a sweep. So I have my Bluetooth iPod here, and then I have my other phone. Oh, let me turn on my Bluetooth on that. Make sure it hooks up to, sorry for the wait, make sure it hooks up to my actual, there we go, phone. So now I have my sweeps I'm going to do, and I'm going to test it with the meter, and we're going to find out how that phase adjustment affects my output at low volumes. And the concept could be the same for high volumes, but I do low volume because it's easy to show. Plus I'm in the neighborhood of where I live, so don't want to wake the neighbors or whatever. It's in the morning, so I'm sure you can hear the birds chirping. All right, let's get started. So we're going to do a sweep. Okay, so we're going to remember that first. So 25.58, 43 hertz. So that means I'm peaking around 43, 44 hertz sealed. Keep in mind this is low volume. So I saw a couple comments being like, Jacob, Dan, your system's not loud at all. Well, I only have it at volume 20. It goes up to 56 before it clips. At 0 dB, it's like 50 volume. Anyway, so there you go, 25.58. I didn't touch my phase. So now I'm going to go into the back, my handy tool, and I'm going to actually see how things are altered on my phase. So what I'm going to do here, first off, is before I do a full 180 swap, I'm going to actually go in here and do, let's just say right now it's at 0. So I'm literally just going to do a quarter turn just for fun. So I did a quarter turn, not even, probably around an 8. Let's do a little more. So let's just say that went from 0 degrees to around 40 degrees. So I don't know if that's going to matter or not, but I'm going to do it just for entertainment. We'll see what happens. And then I'll go into the 180 and see how the output changes on that. By the way, guys, subscribe if you haven't. A lot of cardio videos on my channel. Check them out. This is all entertainment, but you might learn something out of this. I'm learning something right now. I've never done this test before, so I'm learning as I go as well. This is not pre-planned. So volume 20, nothing changed. All right, keep my volume the same, sweep the same. All right, all I did was change my phase. Here we go. So there's minimal change there, which proven fact that I guess it's low volume, it might not matter. But 25.51, and then I'm going to go to 25.58. So I mean, it's literally, I mean, not even 0.05, so not even 0.1 dB difference there. But it did slightly go down, but hardly any. So I mean, you're talking not even maybe a tenth. So with that gain adjustment there, not gain adjustment, but with my phase adjustment, it dropped maybe a tenth on that. So now what I'm going to do is physically drop this sucker all the way around. All right, so now it's at 180. So I got it at 180 all the way around the other way, and we're going to see what happens. So turned all the way around 180, and we're going to see if the output changes at all. So some head unit stereos as well have a phase in them. And the only way you're going to truly know your output alterations is to just have a meter and test yourself, kind of like what I'm doing. Probably a lot better to do it, and highly recommended more on higher volume levels. But with higher volume levels, you lose battery reserve between tests. So you can actually heat up your coils a lot more, and voltage drops, so that can alter your results. All right, let's do it again. All right, so that's for the video there. You guys can see, so 25.45. So this video is more for just to kind of see how phase affected my output at low volume levels. So I knew, so I went from 25.58, 25.51, 25.45. So, I mean, a tenth of a dB, that is very minuscule. Not going to hear it by ear. And that actually showed that I lost by doing that. So that's very weird. That I lost like a tenth of a dB by doing it, which of course anybody watching is probably like, well, this doesn't really prove anything. That's why I say it's for entertainment. But that's the test that I did on the phasing. So let me know if you guys want me to try anything else with phasing, whether it's high volume level on music, or kind of do like a subwoofer sweep, identifying if my subwoofer goes in versus out, depending on where my phase is. So there's some other tests I can do in other videos. But that was just a generic test I've done just to see how phase affected output for low volumes, and I didn't see but minuscule change, not even a tenth of a dB. So maybe that taught y'all something, maybe it didn't, but phase shouldn't matter too much for where you have it. I personally would just keep it at 0. So if you're inverting your subs, it shouldn't matter either. The only reason you're going to want to use your phase otherwise is if you've got one subwoofer inverted and then the other one non-inverted. But this video wasn't for that test because I don't have but one sub to prove that. I would have to physically have a system with an inverted and a non-inverted to test that. So if I ran 2 of these amps, one was on the inverted and one was on the non-inverted. Let's just say I have the two of these. So let's just assume that 12 is mounted regular, and I had another 12 right here, inverted out. So now that goes into 1 amp needs to be at 0, the other one needs to be at 180, so that way they don't fight each other. So that's an assumption there. But that's the concept of phase that I know of. But let me know in the comments what y'all's experience is on that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Jacob Viral out. Hope y'all learned something, and let me know in the comments. I really need to read some things up on this from you guys that give us some knowledge. Later.